The sad thing is, a lot of people look at what you allow them to see and think that's your full life. They don't know the backstory. They don't know your day-to-day. They don't know your struggles. They don't know your challenges. But because they feel like what they're going through is way more weighted than what you're going through, because they don't see you projecting your downfalls or your pitfalls, they just give you more stress to deal with. They throw more onto you than what you already have going on with it yourself, and they don't seem to think and care or consider that. In this season of my life, I'm trying to understand that God wants us to really, 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 really not to ever fall away from His love, regardless of how hard earthly things hit us. Whether it's negative words, negative things that we can't really control. He doesn't want us to spiral out of control so bad that we no longer see or feel His presence. And I hope God understands that we're not doing it in a selfish way. When it does happen, or we don't know that He's not there, and this, that, and the third, we know that He is. But our reality is so real that our spiritual connection to Him becomes secondary, because our certainties are what we actually see and what we actually feel, what we know that is happening in this moment. We can only connect to, in that moment, when we're irrational, when we're emotional, when we're not thinking straight, when we're not seeing clearly. You can only connect to the trauma that we're facing, whether it be an argument with a spouse, a friend, a sibling, or a coworker, or our boss, or our children, their schools, our challenges, our doctors, whatever it is that we face that's our reality is what we connect to in that moment. We try our best to say, God's got it, God's got it, God's got it, God's got it. We listen to music, we read our Bible, we fast, we pray, we get on our knees, we pay our tithes, we pay our offering, we do everything that we can to show our loyalty and our commitment to our ministry, our walk in Christ, our love for God, everything. But in true reality, our suffering is what is our existence, is what we know, is what we feel. Sometimes we want to cry. Sometimes we want to lash out. Sometimes we just want to be angry. Sometimes we want to run away until there's nothing to run away from. We just want to feel something more real than our trauma, than our struggles. And sometimes we're just like, how much more can we take? How much more can we bear? When will we feel a release? When will we feel some relief? And at this moment in my mind right now, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't even cry. I'm so overwhelmed, I don't even know what to pray for. I'm so overwhelmed, my heart is broken, but I can't even feel the brokenness in it, if that makes any sense to you guys. I'm such an emotional being that I'm so used to being able to express my hurt that in this moment I don't even know how to express myself. But I definitely want God to know that I love Him, and I'm still in this fight with Him. I just don't know where to start or how to finish or where to go. I just know that I'm facing so many things. And whoever else is out there that's facing so many things, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Yeah, I'm a functional Christian. I have my jobs. I have, food. I have substance. But sometimes I really look at my situation. I'm just like, Jesus, how, where, and when, and how am I going to do this on my own? I had a very interesting conversation tonight with a colleague of mine, and I've noticed that I've been completely unprotected my whole entire life. And I'm not saying I'm protected by him, but I'm protected by the people I love. I love so freely and so openly that sometimes I feel like the people that I love take my love for advantage, take my giving, take my caring, take my wanting to be a helpful person, wanting to be kind for advantage. I do not know how to be mean. I don't know how to be hateful. I'm not a hateful person. I could say hateful things, but they hold no weight because I honestly care. I can't walk away from a situation and act like I don't care about that person. That's a lie. That's a lie to the pit of hell. That's a lie to myself. I actually care about every being that I come in contact with, even if it's the first encounter. I care because I truly want everybody to have happiness and love in their life in a way that God is only warranting to them. When God placed us on this earth, He wanted us to love Him, and He wanted us to love each other. But we came to a place where we normalize toxicity, we normalize hatefulness, we normalize being vindictive, being resentful, getting our get backs. How can we get it back? And oh, I'm gonna hurt this person when they hurt me. That we forgot that the first and the only thing that God really wanted us to have was love and happiness. He gave us a world to freely access fruits, food, water, land, and each other. To take care of the animals, and the animals will take care of the land. And somewhere down the line, we forgot that. So all of this wickedness among the world is self-afflicted because we're choosing not to embrace what it was that God wanted us to embrace in the first place. We are supposed to love each other. And loving each other is loving yourself. Because why would you want to hurt a land that God created for you? And then why would you want to hurt your brother and sister when we're supposed to be able to be helpful one to another? There would be no homelessness, there would be no murdering, there would be nothing of that going on if we would just know how to love, how to be kind, how to be patient, how to be caring, how to be understanding. And not leaning on our own understanding, but leaning on the understanding of our Father in heaven. Not, oh, I think that person acting funny because they did this or they did that. Do you understand that when you're not dealing with us, we have to deal with ourselves? And how can we show you how to handle us if we're an emotional wreck? So let's take a step back and let me handle me first. And then I could show you how to love me better. But because we're so selfish in nature, because we're humans first, right? We don't understand that when a person is doing something, they're not doing it to be funny or to be mean or to be petty. We're literally just doing things because we're trying to deal with ourselves. So I noticed that I've never really been protected. I've never been really protected by the elders in my family. I've never really been protected by my siblings. I never really been protected by my parents. As I grew up and became an adult, and I knew that the one thing I always fought for was love, that I was constantly, and still even 5 minutes ago, taken advantage of. And everybody just expects you to just stay strong because you're not a person that's going to break down. Shaquilla's always been strong. Shaquilla's always been on the move. Shaquilla's always been able to do it. If anybody could get through it, she going to make it. Sometimes I just want to run out of my own skin and just throw in the towel and say, I'm over it. I'm over fighting. I'm over caring. I'm over wanting. But my heart won't let me. My soul won't let me. My mind won't let me. My body is completely like, girl, why are we still doing this? But my heart is like, this is who you are. This is your truth. This is what you were put here for. And you got it. You got it. You know how to love. You know how to give so much of it that unfortunately it's never given back to you. There's so many things I want to do for others that it hurts me that I'm not able to. It makes me feel like I haven't completed something because I want to do this, I want to do that. I still think of people that I've been in high school with. They probably don't even think about me. They probably don't even remember my existence. I still think about people in middle school. I still think about people in elementary school. I genuinely cared about every single one of those, even the ones that were bullies to me, that made fun of me. I literally like sit back sometimes and reflect, like, I wonder how this person is doing. I wonder where this person is at in life, and this, that, and third, because I genuinely had a connection with this person and I care. But other people don't have that same feeling. Even now, like, people who have hurt me, I still want them to know I don't hate you. I don't have no awe against you. I just really want you to move on in life and have the best life that you can for yourself. Because people are who they are with you, but they're not always that person with somebody else. And I could appreciate that. And I could accept that. That maybe I was a good person to you, but I wasn't the person that needs to be beside you for you to be the good person that you need to be. And so sometimes our goodness enables the people that we love, and they don't walk into their greatness because they know that we're going to be their safe space. And so God separates you and put them in a pressure spot for them to step into that greatness. But in this moment in my life, I'm so overwhelmed with being a mom, being a grandma, being an auntie, being a sister, being a daughter, being a friend, being, that I just don't want to be. I want to have somebody just come into my life and do something for me. And it doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be any of that. Just somebody that really, really stands out against the grain and is like, yo, I really care about you. Like, I really love you. I really, really, really feel bad that you haven't been able to step into certain areas of your life and do certain things because people took some of your greater days and just didn't care about you. But that's not just their fault. That's my fault. Because I allowed them to do that to me. Some things that I went through, I allowed because I didn't know my worth. And I didn't step into that moment. But as I embrace who I am and how wonderful God has made me, I can appreciate my past, if that makes sense. I could appreciate my trauma. I could appreciate my pain. I could appreciate the struggles. I could appreciate the ups and downs. I could appreciate the hurt. Because would I be who I am without those? Probably not. But I have nothing but love to get out. I love, and that's all I want back. I don't want what you think I want. I just want love. And love can be a hi, a good morning, a how are you. Love can be, I'm thinking about you. Love can be showing up at an event. Love can be just showing up, period. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm a little bit hurt, but I'm not depressed, if that makes sense. I'm a little bit bothered, but I'm not going to give up on me, and I'm not going to give up on my ideas. I do sometimes just want to say, like, I'm going to school, I'm working these 2 jobs, and God, why? When will I be able to just work 1 job and have all that I need? When will I be able to just sleep in all weekend and I have to sacrifice working another job or picking up or going in early or staying late? When will I just be able to work my schedule and go home? I have boys that are struggling in ways that only a man can help them, but I don't have a man to help them. I don't have a man to pour into them. And I'm not talking about a spouse or a boyfriend or anything like that. I'm talking about a man, period. I don't have any strong men in my life that can set aside their moments to be like, come here, nephew, or come here, grandson, or come here, cousin. We don't have those no more. Our elders have died and moved on, and our young are trying to find who they are. And I'm not speaking against anybody to make them feel bad. Please understand that. There's a season and time for everything. I just have these boys that are growing into men. I literally have a soon-to-be 11-year-old and a soon-to-be 16-year-old boy or boys that are growing into men. And I sit back and look at them and I ask God, help me. Help me give them what it is that you need them to know. Because I can't pick up the phone, unfortunately, and call their father. And it's not to speak bad on him because I don't want to. That's not what this is about. It's just that I don't have anybody that I could depend on to give them the information from a male perspective. So as a woman, I'm trying to get that information from God, because we as women, single mothers, we raise many men. But I want to make strong men, and I want God's help to build strong men. Because just like that 19-year-old in Waterbury doing what he did, and then everybody's mad because it's like, oh, he shot 5 people. That's messed up. Throw the book at him. Ruin his life. There's a story behind it. His anger. Something happened for him to feel like that was the best reaction. But we don't talk about that, right? We don't address those issues. We just see a black young man and it's like, yup, what a menace to society. Yup, what a piece of crap. Yup, F him. And I'm saying that because this is what's being said. I'm not trying to be ungodly in that sense. But these are the things that I've literally come across my social media and saw that was said about this young man. That young man was a baby that somebody held 19 years ago. That young man was a baby that somebody named 19 years ago. That young man was in pre-K that a teacher poured into him. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. There was some type of brokenness, some type of trauma, some type of separation, isolation, some type of disconnect, desolation, whatever you want to call it, that happened to that brother. Something happened to him too. Yeah, maybe he didn't receive a bullet to his body, but he definitely received a bullet to his mental, to his soul, to his integrity, to his upbringing. Something happened to that brother, and we sitting here saying, oh, he's a menace to society. That was somebody's baby before. And we seem to forget that as a society, as a community, as a world. We talk so bad about each other that we don't realize that we are our own devices of destruction. We are so hateful to each other that we don't try to figure out why this happened. There's a why that is not being addressed, because it's a continual domino effect in Waterbury and many other places in the world. But I live very close to Waterbury, so I want to address Waterbury first. He's not the first person that picked up a gun and shot somebody. He didn't kill anybody. He afflicted 5 people. There's people who picked up guns and actually killed a person. And we talk junk about them, but why? What happened to that murderer or that person who held a gun and pulled the trigger that made them want to do that? That made them felt like that was the only way to get their point across. We're not paying attention, we're not listening, and we're not uplifting, and we're not encouraging. We're not just like people who kill themselves. There was a why this person thought that me not being on this earth was more important than me fighting this good fight. We get mad at each other, we're so hurtful to each other. We have to start showing each other how to love. And I'm not talking about being sacrificial. I'm not talking about taking away from yourself so much that you have nothing else for yourself. Just genuine kindness. Holding the door open for somebody. Giving somebody a compliment. Giving somebody words of encouragement. It may not seep in today, but it may seep in tomorrow, later on tonight, maybe later in the week. I literally said good morning to a guy one day. And a couple of months after that, I seen the same guy, and he said, you know, you saved my life. Because I didn't think I was beautiful enough to even get a good morning from a beautiful woman like you. That was a whoa moment for me. And because we so quick to snob each other, look down on each other, not even give each other eye contact, not even say hello. We're so quick to assume that this person is disgusting, that we can't say hi, good morning. That we don't realize how much of that can change the view and perception of somebody. Like, you know what? I don't gotta kill myself because somebody thought I was good enough to say hi to. Somebody acknowledged me. Somebody does see me. I do exist. And it's those little things. Buying somebody a cup of coffee. Getting somebody breakfast one morning. Saying, you know, hey, I got you today. Offering a coworker a ride when you seeing them struggle getting back and forth to work. And you know you pass their house every day. You know what I'm saying? You pass their house every day. Offering somebody a lift home so they don't got to come out of pocket for an Uber because they don't got it this week. Offering to help somebody like, yo, you know what? I don't even eat all of this, but they give me all of this for my food stamps or my wigs. Let me offer somebody a carton of eggs or a half a gallon of milk, cup of sugar, so they can make a meal for their kids. Or, you know what, I got bread, you got meatloaf, you got pasta, let's get together and have a potluck. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. We forgot how to love. We normalize hate so much that we forgot how to love. We gotta start showing that. So we don't make irrational decisions trying to survive. Oh, I'm gonna live with this person that hates me and beats on me because, you know what, he got half the rent, I got half the rent, so I'm gonna just make this work and take these butt whoopings. You don't got to. You got cousins, sisters, and brothers that you should be able to get some type of help from, whether it's them watching the kids so you can work and make that extra money, or whether we just forgot to be there for each other as a community. People are so afraid of each other and hateful to each other that we forgot to be there for a community. So the times like these have always been in existence. We just been able to get by because way back when we knew how to love each other. We don't know how to do that anymore. We don't know how to knock on our neighbor's door and be like, yo, a package is on your porch. Here you go. Or, you know what, our kids go to the same school. Instead of you having to pay $147 a week for daycare, I could just, you know, make sure your son gets on the bus. We don't help each other anymore, bro. We gotta figure out how to get back to that and then trust each other again. And we can start doing that now, together. So, you know, I came up here just to say a few things. Hopefully I reached somebody. Hopefully somebody connected to something I had to say. And keep praying. Don't stop doing that. Keep hoping. Hope still matters. And try to find love again. Be blessed.